when I consider my situation, my experience through college, is how much not only I feel as though I missed out on, how much I really, really, really did miss out on. So I grew up in a Christian church, Christian home, and through high school had my years of being really strong in my faith and having that community, but by the time college started, I was just so not that anymore. I was, deep in sin, and my lifestyle, my life choices were just so wrong. And I remember freshman year claiming out loud, I'm not a Christian anymore. This is just not, how can a faith that's supposed to be so real and so beautiful, how can that restrict me from doing all these things I want to do? Like, I want to go out and get drunk. I want to date around and do really stupid things in that sense. I want to smoke. Why can't I have fun? And it was a very immature place to be in, and I was just so clouded and just so off track. So freshman year, they say, kids get their partying out of their system. Oh, I got it real out of my system. I mean, just blackout drunk every weekend. I think I remember 20% of my freshman year. Looking back, I was depressed. At the time, I didn't realize it, but I was so just miserable and didn't know who I was, and finding my sense of purpose in relationships, dating relationships, and just it's just such a scary place to remember being in. So dark. And so sophomore year, I was like, oh my gosh, what is wrong? And I remember thinking, probably midway through sophomore year, it's God. I am ignoring God. Like, He is making me feel this way. It's so obvious, but I kept on pushing it aside because I was just so full of fear of, well, I don't want to get involved in a Christian group, but what if I lose my friends, or what if this, what if that? And I was just so stuck. And that feeling of being stuck lasted through my junior year. So that was 3 years of my life. A little over a year ago, I remember thinking, I need Jesus Christ. Like, He just put it so heavy on my heart. Like, you need me, man. What are you doing? You got to get yourself involved. And they had been emailing me, or I was on the Chi Alpha email list, 3 years, freshman, sophomore, junior year, and I was like, click, deny, delete, nothing to do with these guys. Like, they're probably freaks. Sorry, but I just was so turned off by, I just didn't want to have anything to do with it. So then finally I get home, and I was like, I need to contact Dan and Shane. So I sent one of you a Facebook message, and I forget what I said. I probably poured out my heart, And I was like, I need community. God's been really trying to get in touch with my heart and be real to me. So I remember I was working, it was the first live of the year. Live is our Thursday night services, and they start at 7 o'clock. So I got out of work at 7:10 and booked it for where it was at Moral or something. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm late, I'm going to miss worship. So I remember running in, and the lights are down, everyone's like, hands raised, praising the Lord, and I dropped my bag, and I just run into one of the pews or aisles or whatever, and I just broke down. And in that moment, I was like, what have I been doing? It hit me like 5 trains. And, we started praying, and I remember praying, Lord, I didn't even know that Christians were on this campus. I didn't even know this was possible. And to make a long story short, I can't begin to even tell you how much my life has changed within this past year and a half. If I could have changed that much in one school year, it's 8.5 months, 9 months. Just think about that times 3 other years. How much more mature in my faith I could be, how much more of an impact I could have made on my friends through college. Because I'm at this point now where I'm like, I could have done so much in their lives. Instead, I drank with them, and I encouraged them to go out and do stupid things, and now I'm like, I know time is irrelevant in the Lord's eyes, and I know He's forgiven me, but I'm really praying and struggling with forgiving myself for letting myself affect people in, just the most wrong way, So I would just encourage you just to not allow yourself to get to that point, because it's not a fun place to be at.